Alright, so here's the base of the tree. Looks like it's about 10 or 12 inches across.
Hey everyone, this is Nate and this is the Nader Tater channel. Alright, we're going to go outside and we're going to cut and we'll test this and I'll show you how it performs. But I wanted to bring you inside first and give you a little bit of an overview of it in a controlled environment here. And just know that I have had a couple different saws in the past. Currently I have a 40 volt Greenworks electric one that's a 16-inch bar size. And then I have a Husqvarna Rancher 460, which is like a 60 or 61 cc saw, so that's a big one, and I think it came with a 20-inch bar and I dropped it down to an 18-inch for what I need. So I've really had those two main saws most recently that I use around the property to clear trees. I have about 47 acres, and so I have plenty of trees that fall down across trails, across the driveway even, and that's actually what I have to go clean up outside. Is a tree fell down in a storm, and I'm going to use this guy to clean it up. Now, the electric stuff has been really progressing as of late, and you know, I am a big proponent of getting rid of my 2-stroke or even small 4-stroke gas engines around my property, because you deal with the carburetors gumming up, doing oil changes on them, and just the 2-cycle stuff is keeping the gas oil mix in there, and especially trying to stick with non-ethanol blends gas. It's a real pain. So I'm actually a big proponent of electric. I know some people say I'll never do that, it's stupid, I have a 30-year-old gas chainsaw, it works every time. Great. But for me, I see the big advantage here. The only thing you have to put in this saw is the bar lube. That's obviously still needed to lubricate the chain as it spins. But otherwise, there is no maintenance to this thing at all. There is no spark plugs to deal with, no gas to deal with. You charge up the battery. Now, this one I bought, you do have to pay attention. Actually, it's pretty confusing. I would consider myself pretty knowledgeable, but it can get confusing with their different models and their different batteries. So for Greenworks specifically, my other one is a regular Greenworks. This one is a Greenworks Pro line, which is the 80 volt lineup, and it's obviously a little heavier duty. It's starting to have some more metal components here. The housing outside, the trim on it is all plastic, but obviously the brushless motor inside and some of that stuff is all in a metal frame there. And then it steps it up to this 80 volt. This one came with a 2 amp hour battery. You can go up to a 4 amp hour battery, and it's still the same size that fits in here. And this one here is, they say, equivalent to about a 42 cc gas powered one. So that would be like a Husqvarna 440. But again, mine's a 460, so it's a much bigger saw, and they do actually make us, Greenworks makes a saw, an electric one, that is equivalent to that. And to go to that one, you have to go to the Greenworks commercial lineup, and it's actually an 82 volt battery system. But that one is, that one's made for daily use. This one, I would say, is really perfect for what I need here on the property. I don't really cut wood or split wood for fire. I do have some of it, but that's not my main way to heat the house or anything. So my main need for a saw is to clear trees off of trails around the property, around the yard, and get them off of, and out of the way. But for that, I think electric is about perfect for it. They don't recommend you use it for a sawmill, but for the plug it in and go, you can't beat this because it's so easy. So this is exactly how it came out of the box, and I just saved you the hassle of seeing how it came out of the box. But here's the charger that it came with. So this is a rapid charger and has lights on it. I just plugged it in and ran for about 25 minutes to get to a full charge. I didn't check actually where it was, but typically they ship about half charged when they come in the box. You can press the little button here on the battery, and it will give you an indicator light of how much charge there is. And then here it comes with a little cover there. You can see the chain is already installed, and you can even see indications of lubrication. So it's actually installed. It's a little bit loose, and at first I thought it did not come with a wrench to actually install this. I obviously have a wrench already from my other saws, but I found out it is actually stored right here in the back. So that's kind of nice that this goes in here, and it gives you a tool to loosen these. And then on this side is the big flathead for adjusting the tension of the blade, and it stores right here, so you always have it when you're out in the field. Now, The only tag that's on there is this big tag here, which obviously I guess some amateurs don't know about, and that's with this safety break off. So obviously if it's pushed forward, that means the saw will not work and won't turn on, and that, you know, they're trying to advertise to people that it doesn't mean it's broken. This just has to be pulled back so that the saw actually works. Now to use it, you take this battery here and you just drop it in to this guy right here and push it in, and you'll see that it lights up as well as the saw lights up. Alright, so you can press that button right there, and then you heard a beep, and you can squeeze the safety trigger and then this trigger, and it takes off. And now one thing I noticed about this saw is how much quicker the chain speed is. They say it's 15 meters per second. I noticed on my 40 volt one, the chain speed is slower than like a gas one typically, but it has lots of torque. So it just really what it means that it cuts slower. This one is what I would call like regular speed or full speed that you're used to with a strong gas powered one. So I'm pretty excited to get out there and test it. Now, you know, the battery again, my other one, I have a 4 amp hour battery, which has never failed me as far as enough battery for me to cut and clear a tree from a trail, even a big tree like, you know, a 20-inch diameter tree or something. But this one I might actually run into limits with a 2 amp hour battery. I'll have to see, but I can obviously buy more of those if I want to. Alright, well let me throw some chain lube in there and then we'll get out there and do some cutting. Alright, so here we go. We have it outside. I put some oil in it. Now let's give it a cut on this little tree that fell down and clear it up. Alright, so it shows 2/3 of the batteries left right now. Let's try to grab a big log and just see how it cuts over here. Alright, so here's the base of the tree. Looks like it's about 10 or 12 inches across. There you go, pretty quick cut there. Obviously this is dead. It's not rotted, but it's certainly dead and dry. Alright, so that was super quick and easy. Like I said, my favorite thing about the electric chainsaw, it's easy to turn on. You can take breaks very easily, kick it back on and off, not a problem starting cold or hot. It cuts very smooth and clean. It's quiet, no ear protection needed. Obviously having some good safety protection for your eyes is good, but it's just so much easier to use than gas. And like I said, if you don't need it all day every day, this is the way to go. If you are a professional and you cut, you know, for a living, either for firewood or clearing trees out, you know, you can get multiple batteries either on this Pro lineup or the commercial lineup, and you can always have one charging while the other one's going. You'll never run out of battery. It just keeps plugging along, so it's a great way to go. All right, let me throw these limbs now in the woods and get them out of the way so I can see down to the wetlands again.
Alright, it was way more work to actually throw those branches in the woods than it was to cut them up to start with that electric chainsaw. So I'm very happy with it. I look forward to it. It's probably going to be my main chainsaw. In fact, might be selling my Husqvarna one because they don't want to deal with gas anymore.